What am I talking about today? This video is not scripted. Hey guys, how are we today? Hope you're well, because today we are talking about all things carer. About a year and a bit ago, I did a video called Living with a Carer, and that was basically talking about my experiences living in 24-hour care for the very first time. And I've recently gone back into 24-hour care, well, just for a week, because my parents went on holiday. And it brought up like a lot of feelings that I had beforehand and some experiences, and I wanted to share that with you guys and some of my thoughts and ideas that I have now about it, since I'm going into it already having some experience with it before. Does that make sense? Okay, so 24-hour care is an interesting thing, because rather than just having a carer that comes and goes, the carer lives with you. So they really are with you for 24 hours straight, which has its benefits and it has its drawbacks, and I thought I'll go through those with you guys. So in terms of benefits, because the carer is always there, you can be a lot more flexible with your time than you are if you have a carer that comes in at set times. So currently I have a carer that comes in every morning to get me dressed, and a carer that comes every Friday to help me do like social things, so I don't have to drag my mum to the club every Friday night, because you know that ain't cool. But I also don't go clubbing either, so I don't know why I'm acting like I do. Anyways, because the carer comes in at a set time, it means that if I want to change things or like sleep in or get up earlier, I really need to get myself organised and let the agency know well in advance, because obviously the carer that comes in works to a rota and she has other clients, and so I can't just change my times willy-nilly, which means I have to be a lot more scheduled, which I struggle with since I don't really stick to schedules. But with 24-hour care, at least it means that I can get up and sleep and then go out and do whatever I want whenever I want, because she always be there. I mean, for me, another benefit of 24-hour care or living care was that I have a bit more security. I am not one to fall over. I'm not one to like endanger myself or be in like danger if I'm left alone. But I think I like the fact that if a carer's around, I don't have to worry about going toilet and being like, they're not going to be here, I need to pee, I can't drink, I need to make sure not to drink any fluids. Or if I drop anything, to be like, don't drop anything, no butterfingers. Because obviously if a carer's not there, I'm stuck. Well, that reminds me of a time at uni. We'll discuss that another day. So yeah, I think having a carer on is a bit more security. But those are my two main benefits of having a living carer. But there are a couple drawbacks. The main one being, they actually do live with you. And I don't mind that if I was living by myself, because at uni, I was by myself. It was just me, my flatmates, it was cool. They knew no different because I've always had a carer around me. But at home, my brothers aren't used to having strangers walking around the house, and I was so anxious before this lady came, and I was like, is it gonna be okay? Is everyone gonna get along? Is it gonna be awkward at times? I felt a bit weird bringing a stranger into the family home because I wasn't used to that, and it was just at first really weird because we have habits and routines, and it's weird adding someone new to the mix, especially for a short amount of time. Because your mind's like, well, they're not going to be forever, so we can make compromises. But then it's also like, but we also need them to fit into our schedule. Does that make sense? But it worked out okay. It was just a bit odd at first. Then the second main one, which is a really big one, the price. 24-hour care is extremely expensive. And I don't mean like, oh, it's like expensive, but you know, it's not too bad. I mean like, no, seriously, it costs a bleeding fortune. I don't know how people afford it on a regular basis. So for the care that I had, which was for 7 days, it cost me, wait for it, £1,120 for 7 days. So that was £160 per day. If my math is wrong, forgive me. And I was like, ha ha ha. And it wasn't just the agency that I picked. That's like the average price for living care. And that's because they have to pay the carer a decent wage, and then of course there's an agency fee, and even if you go private, like privately, like going to someone like personally and hiring them directly is probably the only way you're going to get cheaper. But it's also a bit risky because you don't know what you're getting unless the DBS checked, and you got to be careful because there's some hell-ass crazy people out there. So yeah, the price of it is a bit off-putting. And on a serious note, if you get anything cheaper than that, like cheaper than like £1,000 a week, there's usually hidden costs. So there's one company that charged $5.25 for a carer for a week. And I was like, yes! And then they told me I'll also have to pay a £150 weekly fee, which I think is like their commission for the week. And I was like, cool, still cheaper. And then like, there's also a £180 registration fee. And I was like, so why am I paying the weekly fee for? And then I had to pay for the carer's travel to my house. And I was like, people aren't serious. Niente, nada, not gonna happen. And so that's why I went with the agency to charge me like the 1,000 and something, because everything was all inclusive in the prices. And I was like, that makes more sense. But care is expensive, and if you're gonna do it, obviously have money. If not, do have a talk with your social worker, and if you don't have one, get in contact with a social worker, because thankfully I was able to pay for mine through my direct payment fund, which is a fund I use to hire personal assistants or carers and so on and so forth. So yeah, if the price scares you, there are ways around it. There is financial help and there are things you can do, and I'll post all the links and information I know down below of things that I know that can help. Yeah? Great! But I've discussed the benefits and I've discussed the drawbacks of living care, but I thought it would be good also to share some tips if you're going into it and you're feeling a bit about the whole thing. So number one, I say number one, the only thing you really... Why am I shrugging my shoulders? I'm that serious. When I do this, you know it's real. The first thing is communication. And that's both with your carer and any family members that you're with. Talk about these things properly, everything that you like and dislike, and communicate regularly so that no one feels like, oh, the carer is taking up space, or she's doing things that we don't like, or personally for you, that you don't feel like the carer is looking after you in a way that you don't like, because they honestly don't know. You're both new at this, working together, and the carer will do what they think is best. But if you don't speak up and say, oh, I don't like being washed like that, or I don't like my hair being kind of like that, or I don't like it when my food's made that way, or especially tea, oh my gosh, do not compromise on tea, because if they make it wrong the first time and they think it's fine, they will just keep doing it unless you say something, and waking up to a bad cup of tea is painful. I just don't. Be clear about what you like and what you don't like, and it'll make the whole experience a lot easier. Remember that you're not stuck with them. If it really gets to the point that you just do not like this person, like she's driving, or he is driving you up the wall, and trust me, I've had that once, but thankfully it was only for 4 days, so I recovered, and I was like, no, longer than that. It was about 3 weeks. Oh, that was fun. You're not stuck with them. You don't have to keep a carer you really don't like. And this is the benefit of hiring through an agency rather than hiring directly. If you hire directly, it's very difficult to find someone to replace them quickly, because you essentially have to recruit again. But if you hire through an agency, the agency have loads of people on hand. So tell them, Oga, I do not like this woman, please change her. Essentially, this whole thing can be tied under, be honest with yourself. Another thing to remember when you're going into living care for the first time, when you're meeting your agency rep or the carer itself, make sure you're clear on what they expect from you and what you expect from them. Because when you have living care, you have a responsibility to the carer to provide, you know, bedding, a place to shower, 2 hours break a day, their food, and paying for any transport that may occur if you're going to and from places. And that's on you, because the carer themselves shouldn't incur any extra cost for looking after you. But you should also be clear about what you expect from them. And so it's like, okay, well, I expect them to go clubbing with me if I want to go out on a Friday night. I expect them to go restaurants with me. I expect them to assist me with cooking for my recreational activities. I expect them to help me with arts and crafts. These little things that I know I personally take for granted that my parents do, you need to be clear about, because they're the things that are important to you. I know they're not like directly related to your physical well-being, but it's about you as a person and what you like. So be honest about what you want. Again, be honest. yeah, be clear on what you expect. And that way they'll give you a carer, or you'll hire a carer that actually is okay with that. But yes, I thought I would do this video mainly because I knew how anxious I was when I first went to uni, and I knew how more confident I was when I went into care this time around because I knew what to expect. And like going into care, whether it's just for on and off basis during the week like I have currently, like just coming in the morning, or going into full-time 24-hour care, it's scary when you don't know what to expect. And it's so like, you're just hoping and praying you find someone decent. But it works out usually. Like, all I can say is just speak up and be honest, and don't be scared of like almost upsetting people by being too picky. Like, I tell everyone, I don't want someone old, I want someone young, or at least young at heart, because I can't be having them Professor McGonagall vibes around me. I can't be doing it, you know what I mean? So yes, speak, be confident, be heard. That's it for today, guys. This video may be long. If it is, apologies. I feel very talkative today because I just had caffeine and then chocolate, so I'm in a very good mood. But hopefully this video sees you well. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, like and comment down below. Tell me your thoughts if you've lived in care before, or had care, or lived with someone who've had care. Like, what are your experience of it? What are your thoughts? Did it make you feel awkward? Was it like really normal? I didn't feel weird. Like, let's just talk about it, the whole thing. Open up the conversation. And of course, subscribe, because it makes me happy. Very, very happy. And if you subscribe, I'll stop talking like this. Okay, until next time, guys. Bye-bye. You think I'm crazy? Well, I think you're crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. I mean, I'm talking to myself in a camera. That can't be a good sign anyways.